reported scam of some foreign diplomats selling illicit alcohol. Now the DA is calling for the expansion of investigations by the South African Revenue Service. According to News 24, SARS has cracked down on diplomats for allegedly selling illicit alcohol and cheating the taxman out of 100 million rand a month. The party says the Revenue Service and other stakeholders should approach the Pan-African Parliament and the African Union for help in prosecuting diplomats found guilty of cheating SARS. To discuss this further, I'm joined by DA Shadow Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Darren Bergman. Very good morning to you. Tell us more about what you know about this, Darren.
Yes, well, basically, look, we were surprised to hear that this was going on, and 100 million rand a month is the money that could be in our coffers, much needed money, of course, that could be in our coffers. And it's countries that are in Africa. You know, this is diplomats that have obviously learnt our own tricks in our own country. And this is serious. You know, this is something that we should be taking to Pan-African Parliament and to the African Union and saying that this is how your diplomats are coming into our country and selling alcohol in our country and abusing our tax system.
Apparently, some of the excuses used is that these diplomats aren't paid enough, so they're doing this as a bit of a side hustle. Whatever the excuse is, it's not acceptable.
Yeah, correct. You know, as I said, these are countries that are from within the African Union. So it's almost stealing from within. And this is the problem, is that it comes from within our continent. They see what's happening in South Africa, and they're almost taking advantage of the system. They're taking advantage of open season here. They're probably seeing how our government is taking corruption and wasteful expenditure, and seeing they're taking advantage of what looks like open season, as I say. And the problem is that, you know, that opens up for other countries in other continents. 100 million at this stage could open up to hundreds of millions of dollars. And as I say, our economy needs that money right now. We're not even vaccinating. There's certain days where we're not even vaccinating at this stage, where other countries have been vaccinating daily. We could use that money right now.
Or possibly put some loos in schools that still don't have it. Tell us more about your call now. What action do you want to take place? We are hearing that SARS is now stepping in to try and get some of this money. But what should DIRCO and the African Union do?
Well, that's interesting because, yeah, SARS is trying to go the diplomatic route, and I think we've got to do things unusual here. We've got to use our membership with the African Union and Pan-African Parliament. And I think we must raise the alarm in the most highest of censure. So we have to raise this in a motion to the African Union to say that we will no longer be the banana republic that we obviously are at this stage seen as. And this should be a motion that's read out in the African Union, which is a hard diplomatic offense, you know, to basically censure countries in the African Union diplomatically is a tough call. And I think for us to then also say something to the effect that we will fine those that were found guilty. Diplomatically, again, you know, a fine may not come across as anything when you look at the Geneva Convention. It is actually quite a high censure. So to fine these officials that are found wanting, that's a very high call in the diplomatic circles. So we're asking for these officials to be fined and for those monies to be collected that have been abused. So these are two very big diplomatic censures that we've called for, and I believe that we should follow through on that. And if the Minister of International Relations and the President are serious about their stance diplomatically, this is something that should happen sooner rather than later.
Thank you for that, Darren Bergman.